Oh my gosh. Hi, how are you doing? My name is Vicky and I am Nutrix Makeup. This is Tammy and she's my friend and my probably the best collaborator ever.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. So we don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. She probably knows what she's doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
I know how to make myself look like someone who
You know how to pretend?
yeah. I'm a belly dancer, so I do a lot of stage makeup. It tends to be heavy.
And I do LARP, don't ask what that is, special effects. So we're going to do a get ready with me because Tammy's here from California.
Yay.
And I never see her.
No, I used to live here though, so yeah.
She did.
Southern accent comes out really strong the last couple days.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hello. I'd see that even that's wrong.
Are you from, you know, the different southern accents? Like I'm from Savannah. Well, Charleston. And those are Atlanta people. And then there's some New Orleans people. Yeah.
We're going to New Orleans next. I cannot wait. I want to see how bad I go. What? I'm sorry, what?
Just don't ask them for beignets. That's all I remember. A tourist walking in front of me going, I'm going to Cafe du Monde to get myself some beignets.
So I like to read a lot, but what I read is usually smut. So, romance, okay? Especially vampire romance. And every single really bad vampire romance kind of shows up sometime in New Orleans. And I always go to Cafe du Monde because apparently that's where vampires hang out. So I might meet one.
Are you a vampire? Why do you ask?
What are you planning on doing?
Well, since you wanted to do this new palette that you got the new palette I'm completely jealous of, which is the which one?
Morphe 39A. Right, wrong way. And I got it because it has, I don't know if you can see,
so many.
wrong way. There's a lot of blues and greens, which are hard to find in palettes. Most of the time you get like one blue or one green, and it's...
Oh no, blue is everywhere right now.
Well, yeah.
Everywhere. It's green that is impossible.
Yeah. So, it was really... I think what I ended up doing is I'm going to try to do a updated version of the 80s, 90s blue eyeshadow, red lip look. We'll see how well that happens. Hey, kitty. So.
I have cats. They're behind me. More than once. So since she's doing one Morphe palette, I'm doing this lovely Jack and Hill palette, which has pretty much mostly browns and oranges and so on. Everybody in the world has seen this. If you watch YouTube, you have seen this and Jack and Hill, and both are lovely things. Jacqueline's not a thing.
She's a person.
She might want to be a thing. Who am I to judge what her status is as a sentient being?
I want to be a unicorn.
You are a unicorn.
Well, I mean, if we get to pick.
So, because my eyebrows are so weird, I have to do them first because... I just have to do them first because I have to always cut them, and if I don't, then I'm just going to do my eyebrows first.
So I pluck mine because I have hooded eyes and I have very bushy eyebrows. So to give myself more real estate above my eye, I pluck the bottoms way up and then just fill in the top. It works. So that's why they kind of sometimes look weird, and I don't try to match them to each other very much because my eyes aren't, I have astigmatisms and they don't match each other. So if I try to match my eyebrows, to me it looks weird.
to do my eyebrows, which is what everybody messages me about on Facebook.
I've done that too. I'm sorry.
No. I actually brush them downward to get the shape, so I can have a basic line above them. So start carving them out, then I go up. And I actually got this from Nikki Tutorials. She did her eyebrows like that once. I think she does them 5 different ways, which is what she can
draws
do.
them on. Because I think the first video I ever saw of hers, she said she lost them in her spam folder, and I thought that was really funny because she is so pale, and I'm so pale, and I'm all like, oh look, like you're see-through. I'm see-through. Your makeup will, like, I could use your makeup style and actually have it show up.
Mikey from Glam and Gore, she has a video about her eyebrows and getting them penciled in or done in, and she has a whole montage video she's done where she says she's lost her eyebrows in a tornado, in a car accident, a shark attack, which I am not that lucky. I have never been attacked by a shark.
I don't know that that would be considered luck. I mean, like, lucky to get attacked versus not attacked.
I think it is actually, because they say like your chances of being attacked by a shark are like nil, so I guess it is technically your lucky day.
Yeah, I guess so.
No, probably not. So now that I've badly filled these in, I'm gonna shake them out with this lovely Benefit for Bow Pencil. Hey, how you doing? I'm not just going to fill them in with this because I'm going to use, I'm probably going to lose my professional discounter of this. I'm going to use Diphtheria and Polio today by Kat Von D. Okay, this one, actually it's called Scarlet, but it's all. This one is taupe, I believe. I lost the sticker, but I'm not sure which one is polio and which is diphtheria. I'm gonna say this is diphtheria.
I thought those were fake names. Are they real names for this stuff?
No, this is Scarlet. I keep seeing people post about her new products, like especially this pomade, because I bought them both at the same time, and they're very good. And they're very pigmented, and they stay for 2 days if you get to take your makeup off, which I don't do ever.
Because yeah.
I heard stories once that people, yeah.
So I start off with NYX because you can't see it because I can't focus. Where's NYX? There we go. This is in chocolate, and it's the micro brow pencil. And I start basically with my arch, kind of redraw that, and then like connect everything else to it, and just kind of hope that I don't look like a 4-year-old with a crayon. Because let's face it, it's how we all started with makeup, is we thought crayons were lipstick, and that doesn't work very well, by the way. This does show up.
It's funny that you say that, because now Crayola has their own palette.
They do, don't they?
I've seen nothing but bad. Nothing but bad. I don't know. This is my first YouTube video that's actually ever going to go up.
For that matter.
So so the nice thing about the Kat Von D pomade thing, it just came out, and it's very creamy. It is also very, very pigmented, so if you're not like really careful, you will end up like you had not a crayon, not a Sharpie, but like the largest paintbrush in the entire world on your eyebrow.
A paint roller.
Yes.
That would be fun.
So you have to literally just go, how much color do I want now?
After I get my eyebrows on, I dig for the other thing that I want to use. Oh, here it is. So this I got in an Ipsy box. It's Sugar Arch Arrival Brow Definer in Taupe. And it's kind of waxy. And for me, it just kind of, now that I've brushed them out, I just kind of go back over. But I think we're both, we're using Morphe palettes. I just got the new, apparently it was discontinued and they brought it back, is the Morphe 39A Dare to Create or something. But the reason why I got it is because while blue is a much more popular color than it used to be, there's a lot of blues and greens, and I'm going to put this in front of Vicky because I don't know how to point things at the camera. Anyway, and I just dropped everything everywhere. But there's a lot of blues and greens, and most of the time I find that, you know, when I get a new palette, that they may have like one or two colors that are not in the brown spectrum.
The nudes
or pinks or whatever. Or if I do find one that's a very colorful palette, there's not enough there to really, I mean, it's all one way or all the other. So this looks like it has quite a few different blues and greens that can be used to create looks. So because I want to play with blues, I decided that I was going to see if I can do an updated version of, you know, I always called it 80s makeup, but it's the blue eyeshadow that goes all the way up to your eyebrows. That's one color. It's that like light blue color thing with the bright red lipstick that gets stuck on your teeth. So we'll see how well that happens. It still might get stuck on my teeth, but we'll see.
And I'm going to match hers with the Morphe, the Jaclyn Hill palette, which has mostly the nudes. It has really nice colors. It just has some greens and blues and a purple. Okay, so it has a blue, it has a green, it has a aqua teal Hunger Force, I don't know, and a shimmery purple, but all of the nudes are...
And that's what I mean, because I have that palette, and they're gorgeous colors, but you end up with a palette that has like, it's like it's a token color. Like, oh yeah, we should throw in some other colors. Well, how about with blue, green, and purple? One. Okay.
They're good quality, and she seems very sweet, if not unapproachable, which I am also unapproachable because I have resting bitch face.
Everybody thinks I'm pissed off too.
Resting bitch face slash
RBF.
Slash severe introvert tendencies.
We're not spokespeople. It's just really early for us. Because my brain's still on California time. So.
And I'm completely awkward.
So I'm socially awkward in the way that when I get around people, I do one of two things. I get really hyper. So if I'm really obnoxious, it's because my anxiety's bouncing off the walls.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the ADHD. I don't know if we had that conversation. We did. I don't know if it was on the camera.
We're both veterans.
Yes. We both still don't know our left from our right.
I'm Army. Go Army. Army veteran. Yay.
Air Force, aim high.
Sorry.
See, you're the only one who's allowed to say that. Anybody else, I just look at them mean. Because, seriously, look at me. I'm pretty. Sorry. I used that argument yesterday to get out of a food fight. Seriously, they were throwing cupcakes at a party, an adult party. And they started throwing cupcakes, and I ran behind my husband. And he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm hiding." He's like, "Why?" I said, "Because I'm too pretty to get covered in icing." And then when they looked at me, because they were going to throw something, no shit, the girl goes, "I can't throw one at her. She's too pretty." Granted, I showed up at a backyard hooch fest thing. I don't know. It was a birthday party, but we were adults drinking. In a sundress and a sun hat with makeup on. Because that's what you do when you're me. So, it worked. I didn't get in a food fight. Actually, I take that back. Matt put some icing on my nose and took a picture. I'm older than I look.
I'm much older than I look, but younger than I feel, probably. That's a cliche. Like, the worst cliche. Oh, you're only as old as you feel. I'm a corpse. I'm using this, it's like a mustard color in the palette. I used the basic like fluffy brush to do this one right here, which is called Dumb and Light. And now I'm using this one right here, which is Creamsicle. My favorite fruity alcoholic drink.
So I started off with, not being in camera, I did the same thing, basic flesh toned, and this is called Bear, and just did something so I can blend with. And then I started on the mobile lid, this light blue color, it's called Taylor, which is Tailor. So my last name is, I don't know, am I allowed to say that on here?
If you want to.
Okay, well, I think I give it away. So, now that I had kind of figured out where I wanted my crease at with the Dare-Me, I went in with this deeper, darker color to create the shadow of an actual crease where the lighter blue and that darker blue that I first used, so where Taylor and Dare-Me meet. And this is called Indigo. Hey, it's appropriate. And then I blend it so that it doesn't look like I just drew a straight line on my eyeball. And
No, you can actually see mine.
so my issue with blue wasn't that I don't like blue. I really do like blue eyeshadow. It's that people would use the same color from mobile lid all the way up to their eyebrow. And there was no definition, there's no, shading, anything. So now that blue has come back in, and I'm seeing that, and I'm seeing, because I'm in a dance troupe, and some of the students, I mean, we have all ages, all sizes, and so some of the students are women who are, anywhere from 10 to 40 years older than me. Not quite 40, maybe 35. Older than me, and so, makeup skills from different time periods, they're different. And there's a lot more, you see it coming back, but then I wanted to see, like, what can we do with blues? And, now that blue is back in with the different colors and definitions and the new techniques that we have today, what can we do with blue to bring back an iconic look, but update it? And that was a lot of words to say, that I just want to update an older look with blues. And what drives me to it is that I see women in my dance troupe who their makeup skills were developed during these time periods, take these really bold, high pigmented colors and use the same techniques they used. And so, let's see what I can do. So I practice so that I can maybe help them out a little bit, and I do. That's kind of what ends up happening. It's fun.
Forever you hear, because I'm a child of the 80s, you heard, blue eyeshadow was a thing before I was allowed to wear makeup. And so when I got into high school and went to the military, and until very recently, blue was like a color you made fun of people for wearing.
Yes.
Because it doesn't look right on everybody, and that's actually patently false. It can look right if it's done well, because there's so many different shades of blue that you're going to find one like it's either very purpley or very pastelish. I use this brown right here. It's called Central Park, which is a place, I guess. I don't know. Like a place in New York.
Yeah. I see pictures of it online. I mean, like, in movies.
I flew to Connecticut. Oh no, I flew into Boston last month.
Boston.
And I saw Central Park from the air. That was something. I took a picture of the Statue of Liberty. It was this big. From my plane window. At any rate, I used that color, the Central Park, to kind of, with the Prep and Prime, to kind of do a basic line of my eyes, which is not as dark as normal. But we take what we can get around here.
So, since I do my foundation and contouring and stuff after I do my eyes, I don't usually I don't try to get the edges very clean when I do it, because I have a theory that eyeshadow looks crappy until it doesn't. To me, it always looks wrong until all of a sudden it all comes together.
Until it looks fine.
Yeah. So I use, this is CoverGirl. It's just a black pencil, and again, with hooded eyes, it's hard to do any type of cat eyeline makeup, and I typically end up messing it up because that is still something that is hit and miss, and it takes a lot of makeup remover to fix, and I just don't want to do that on camera. So a trick that I saw was to do your waterline, and top and bottom waterline, and that kind of helps give you the fuller lash look without doing a cat eye and it looking weird. And I'll add a bit of a flick with a liquid eyeliner, but you'll probably see what I end up doing. So that's what I'm doing. You see me touch my eyeball. I just go in and... So I used to, used to work for a bank here in the Atlanta region. I won't tell you which one. And one of the higher ups, whenever she wore eyeliner, she never blended it, and so it looked like, you know, you just took a pencil and drew circles around your eyes without blending, and it's always like, it was so harsh. And I like the definition that black gives as an eyeliner, but I really, 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 really do not like that line. So even before blending the eyeliner thing,
Yes.
which it may have always been a thing and I just didn't know it, because again, I grew up in Georgia, northeast Georgia, and the only makeup I could get a hold of was teal eyeshadow and purple lipstick. I wore the hell out of that stuff. Started in the 5th grade, because that's when you could wear makeup in school and they didn't get on with you. So 5th grade, and here I am. No, I wasn't. Not a bit.
My mother wouldn't let me wear makeup, so I went to 9th grade. And I was so terrible at it. And I didn't have the money to buy my own, and she wouldn't buy me any at the time that I would use hers. And my mother is significantly darker skin tone than me. So I would end up walking in, like, this right here is my fizz color.
Oh no.
And I thought it looked fine, because I am a big tomboyish type of thing. Type of thing.
Are we identifying as a thing?
I do identify as a thing. And I appreciate it if you eased up off my back about it. Or do I owe you an apology?
For what? I stopped listening because I can't hear and do eyeliner at the same time. Because apparently I need my eyes. I mean my ears to do my eyes.
I was giving you the secret to life, and
I missed it. 42 though, isn't it?
Yep, 42.
I get to keep my geek card now. It got taken away from me the other day. I don't remember why, but it did.
I don't know why either.
I think Matt took it away from me. Matt's my husband. Yeah.
That's mean, Matt.
He's very mean.
I think you're so great because you LARP in California.
I'm very proud of him. He has done.
But anyway, I didn't have my eyelash curler, but now I do, but now it's too late. So I used my fingers. I just went like that. And then I used this new L'Oreal Voluminous Primer for your eyelashes, your eye hairs, eyelashes. And then yesterday I went to Ulta and they gave me my gift of, what's the word I'm looking for? It was my birthday gift, because my birthday was July, the beginning of the month.
Happy belated birthday!
Yay!
So I blended out the black eyeliner. That's why it looks like a raccoon. I blended it out, and then I went back in and I took the blue that I deepened my crease with and added that underneath and blended that in with the black and just kind of connected, you know, top and bottom in a weird acute bent triangle shape thing. Angle, not triangle. Acute as in small, not acute as in, oh my god, you're so adorable. You think you've blended enough? The answer is no. And you keep blending
Get that down your neck. Please, ladies, get it down your neck.
What is that? Is it called? It's the décolletage. So I learned to read by sight reading, and I learned phonetics after that. So a lot of times I see a word and I'm like, I know what that word means because context clues. I'm really good with those, but I can't pronounce it without sounding like I'm from Georgia, and Georgia has a very bad educational system. So, what is it called? No, I'm not saying they do. I'm saying that's what I sound like, that I give Georgia a bad name because I can't pronounce words intelligently.
What were you looking for?
The word for your boobs, décolletage. Décolletage, you know, this space here.
Oh, I went to high school in Louisiana. I don't know what that means.
I think it's called décolletage, and it's, you know, this area, you know, please don't go all the way down to your boobs. But, you know, the whole idea is that you're blending it so that somebody, when they look at you, goes, oh, well, there's your face, there's your neck, and there's your, you know, your cleavage. That word. It's not the one I was originally looking for, but there you go.
I know what you're talking about, though.
Okay, cool. I'm glad somebody does. We can edit that to make it less.
No, because it's hilarious.
I'm glad somebody thinks I'm funny. I think I'm hilarious, but yeah.
I think I'm funny, but looks aren't everything.
Oh my god.
That actually comes from my husband.
Oh.
For foundation, I use this foundation that I just got yesterday. It's NARS, and it's the Sheer Glow, the one that's buildable. It's sheer to buildable because I do not look right in like full coverage foundation.
Me either.
And this is Deauville because, and I think it's the second lightest foundation they make because I am a ghost. I am the lightest person I know. In fact, I call myself translucent. I'm not white, I am translucent.
I say I'm see-through. I'm so white, I'm see-through. So I'm taking my Shape Tape and I just go in, and I don't put a lot under my eyes, and I'm just going to go in and start tapping that in to that space.
Tap it in.
Tap it in.
Give it
and
a
I
tap,
use
tap,
the
tap.
small, and I use the pointy side of it. And it's a damp beauty blender, and you know, this is when I start shaping and cleaning up, you know, my eyeshadow. And so, and then I also put it in laugh lines, creases, whatever, around my mouth, just to, you know, make it look like I am a vampire and don't have age lines that I was like frozen at 20. It doesn't work, but I like to think that. And then so I just, till it's blended in, and then I use, this is, oh, I opened it beforehand, Tarte Smooth Operator finishing powder, and I set it, and this is with the wider end.
We have the same things.
Well, because we both use, it comes from Ipsy.
Yeah.
I like Ipsy.
I do too.
And that was really southern way of saying it.
My problem with Birchbox was that it was very, it was really good samples, but just everything was so high end that I was like, I can never afford the $300 Sunday Riley thing you just sent me for 0.1 ounces. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's a lot of money for something that you're gonna wash down the sink.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. I mean, this stuff isn't permanent. So, I'm kind of baking when I do this. I'd say kind of. Obviously, I am. And then
I learned how to do this, like, shape of concealer from Jaclyn Hill's tutorial video on how to do that when I was first learning how to do makeup, which means it's probably outdated by now because I see everybody doing a full thing under their eyes, like a full triangle.
I have actually seen. Do you? There's another YouTuber. His name is Wayne Goss. He's I want to say he's in the UK. I think he's British, but I mean he has an accent, and I don't want to say he's British and him actually being like from Wales or something. 'Cause I don't know. So I'm not trying to be insulting that I don't know. So, but he actually says don't do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He has some other way of doing it. I don't remember now off the top of my head.
I just do the arrow.
I'm pretty pale, so I usually focus more on the contour, like the darker contour.
I don't know how to contour. Like, my face is so small that it just, like, even the people at Sephora were like, please don't contour. Please don't do that. It's not right for your face. Because I have my forehead is this small forehead thing, and my nose is this small kind of weird nose that apparently people really like and I really hate. They're like, oh God, I wish I had your nose. And I'm like, here, please do. Just take it away.
Well, because it's already contoured.
Yeah.
It's nice. I have a thing, somebody told me that I had a cute button nose, and I'm not really sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing at, almost 40, but okay.
I'm using, because I'm a sheep and everybody on the internet told me that this was a great pattern, I went
Oh my God. You're a sheep.
You beep. I'm a sheep. It's like when you play a sheep scavenger, a LARP term, playing a sheep scavenger. A scavenger at our LARP is a humanoid.
It's a werewolf of a different animal.
Yeah, it's an anthropomorphic blah.
Yeah.
So, a sheep scavenger. Can't you get the that?
Damn.
The 6 foot are I can't even do the sheep. But because I am the sheep, I am using this hourglass. It is powder. It is setting powder. This is the translucent veil, and everybody loves it. It just came out, and it doesn't have the. There's a lot of setting powders that have flashback, which everybody in the world knows what that means. But if you don't, did you lose something?
I lost the green spongy thingy again. It's okay. We'll keep.
I have many sponges there that are clean.
I already got it. Yeah, there it is. Hi. There we go. I tried to make it look cute. I failed.
It was cute. It's cuter than me. But I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna pseudo bake it. Pseudo.
So I do because I am pale, and the contouring I use is the Wonder Stick from NYX. I really am not a spokesperson for NYX, but they just opened up a NYX store in the mall near where I live. I call it Pretentious Mall because I've never been near a mall, or in a mall that actually had a Versace and a Gucci. I have yet to go in those stores, by the way. That's a wing of the mall that I don't feel like I have the per capita to go there.
It's like our Phipps.
So yeah, like there's just so. But yeah, we have a NYX store, which is really cool because you get to play with it.
I like NYX very much. I just cannot see them having that many products to go into it to have a store from.
They have a huge list of products. I mean, like they have lipsticks, and they like 5 different types of lipsticks, and different types of foundations and powders and eye stuff. That's why I have so much, because when you're on a budget, but you have an addiction, makeup, it's a good way. And then, as I learn and figure stuff out, then, sometimes I decide that, the NYX brand really is, the one that I prefer, that works best with my color, tone, complexion, and wallet. And sometimes I think that, that it doesn't work for me, and so I buy something from, say, Sephora or Morphe. They opened up a Morphe store in our mall just recently, which is really cool. So,
Ulta sells Morphe, but they have such a limited selection. Even in this, they just started going. It stops recording. We don't.
Oh my gosh! It's a brush. It's fluffy. It's dirty because I was just putting stuff on my face, and then I have found that this is the absolute best foundation for me. I have very dry skin, and so sometimes it just kind of like foundation just kind of sits on my face and doesn't actually soak in. And I don't like full coverage.
That's why I don't use full coverage.
So
I used the Fenty for a while, and it looked okay, but then I realized that it wasn't the right color, even though I had been matched by a Sephora person. And the problem with Sephora, I think, is that every one of them, while they have good grasps on color, they all have wildly different ideas of what your foundation shade should be. Either that, or I change color every month.
yeah, every time I did that color IQ thing.
Yeah.
And I guess it just depends on what part of the skin and whether or not you're wearing makeup or moisturizer. I mean, there's too many varying factors, but I've run into the same thing where I've yet to have two that were the same, but because I have so many, I ended up just kind of averaging them out. And I'm a cool toned, and I actually fall on the lightest of the yellow spectrum.
Yep.
So, because the reds end up being too
red?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. So it doesn't match my skin enough. So.
Like, I was using the 150, and then I went in and did a consultation with the Fenty rep, and they're like, no, you're a 120, and I'm like, well, I have a entirely almost whole bottle of Fenty at home that's 150, so what do you want me to do? And so I used the NARS for that. I said what I used for concealer. I said what I used for powder. So I'm going to try, I have this lovely kawaii. It's kawaii, which means cute in Japanese for anime people. It's called Coloring Miko Gleamer Face Powder. And it actually has a panda. It's a panda. I don't know I didn't know what I was going to use it for, but it had a panda on it, and I don't even like pandas that much, but there were panda brushes.
And those are cute. I don't care who you are. So I have put on and I blended out my foundation, at least one layer of it. I might go back in and do another layer after it. So, and I'm going to actually take away the kind of baking I did, and I use a foundation brush, like the actual liquid foundation brush. So I don't use the brushes I'm supposed to use for what I'm supposed to use them for. Yeah, so I use this to take away the kind of baking that I do, and then this is what I use to put on my foundation. I used to use this as a blending brush sometimes, but
God, you're so backward.
I am not right in the head, but we know this.
So basic.
I am basis. I'm extra. I'm just putting a little bit of that pink that I just showed you. And I just put it right on top of my brow bone, right here. Because I get really red in the face when I get really excited, even with the, and I blend it, but.
There's a cat behind us. Where's like this tail?
So, and I just kind of blend it in. It's like, no. Alright, and then what I use for bronzer, I also use for contouring. Because I did a little bit of contouring before. I did, and my foundation just kind of so it continues to blend out a little bit. But this is a kind of a coppery bronzer, and I just go back in and where I did my original contour, I just go back in, and so it's kind of on the edge of the pink and just under it, and just a little bit more. It just come down a little bit further, and then I do up here. Again, I do things backwards. So here.
So I used not a NARS It is the most popular NARS blush color ever, and super popular in just in general. It's called Orgasm, which
Who doesn't love those? I mean that.
there are 3 different types of this blush. There's this one right here, which isn't bad.
It's very pink.
It's very pink and it's very shimmery. But they also have a stick, and the stick comes out to a different color almost if you put it next to each other with the liquid. And I adore the liquid, but they didn't have any yesterday when I went to spend my many points at Ulta, because why not? But yeah, very, very pink. And then I'm going to use this Amrezy. It's very shiny. It has to be shiny or it doesn't show up on my skin because, again, pale as the day is born, the day is long.
Especially if it's like a Pluto day. 'Cause I don't think they've had a full day, have they? Since we've been alive. Or a full year. I don't know. Somebody who knows should say something.
I don't know anything.
I heard somewhere something somehow. So I have this blue, dark blue, NYX Faux Blacks, and I actually got this in an Ipsy box. I didn't get it from NYX specifically, but I'm just gonna go in and the right corner, my eye. I can't see what I'm doing, but right here, and just kind of flick it up until it just stops, like it just kind of tapers out. And right there on that line, I'm going to take it out and just kind of build up this weird little triangle here. And this becomes, it's not a cat eye, so I can't call it a cat eye, but this is what becomes my...
It's not a cat eye, it's a wing.
Yeah.
I'm using an Urban Decay 24/7 wide on lip pencil that's not sharpened enough probably, but this is wired. And generally what I do when I actually remember to do it is bring my I have the no, it's Tarte. It's a lip primer. It's like a lip balm kind of thing. And it is one of the best tips I can give anyone is to put it just basically inside. And a lot of people do fill in. I don't know why that is, but I won't fill in. I'll just kind of stick it, and then what I will do is I'll use the primer, and it'll essentially move the liner inside your lips, inside your lip line, and moisturize before you put lipstick. There you go, lipstick. And it's especially helpful for liquid lipstick.
So I just used my blending brush that still had some of the blue and the black that was on it from the first time that I did stuff, and blended it in, and I still have the remnants of blue on my blending brush, and so just kind of add that to it just to, there you go. So no more eyeliner or stuff like that. I don't curl my eyelashes because I have a hard time curling them anyway.
What? Oh.
They stick straight out. So I use a curling mascara.
Which one is that one?
Pink Pewter from, I guess it's the name of the brand, collection. Yeah. This was one of those Ipsy boxes things. It has a volume side and a curl side. And I'll show you what I do with my eyelashes, and it's weird. Super, super weird. I've never seen somebody else do it, but I have issues volumes of issues with clumpy mascara.
I don't know why the camera decides to stop recording. Battery low. That's why.
That would explain it.
I need another battery. I need to get another camera because... Not camera. I need to get a second battery or something because this thing has been charging for like 3 days and we haven't been recording that long.
No.
So now I've got to kind of watch it.
So now I take a spoolie.
There you go.
Take a spoolie here. And I keep just combing through it to separate it and lift it while it's drying until it's dry.
That's probably a good idea.
So, and this is how I curl my eyelashes. Okay, so there's this, I don't know if you've ever seen it, I post it every Halloween. One of the very first performances that I ever did was to a song. It was a Halloween, and I was Susie and the Banshees, and I was dancing. I was actually dancing with Meg. And
Hi, Meg.
Hi, Meg. And we, it was a teeny tiny stage, and somebody put a whole bunch of that fake spiderweb stuff on the walls, and I got stuck in it, and everybody else got stuck in it. We kept dancing though because we're professionals.
There was your southern accent. We kept dancing because we're professional.
We're professionals.
I used Ravenswood cream. It's the Urban Decay Vice line, which is one of the best lipsticks ever made. It's not sponsored. It could be. Hi, Urban Decay. Hey, how you doing? I use a lot of products.
So, because, again, I don't do the highlighting very well, like, because I'm so pale, I use this Luna pigment stuff, because it catches light with that blue shimmery iridescent color, and I use this for stage. I don't usually highlight and, you know. So, this is the red collection of the matte to the max. It is 5 reds. I probably have a red lipstick for every single day of the month without duplicating.
That checks out.
Yeah. So, let's see.
I could wear every lipstick I have right now and not run out of lipstick before I die. At 90. I hope.
Yeah, that makes. So, we're going to go with Dominate. It is Dominate. It's Dominate. It is... Because they have an orange, a pink, a not as orange, a really dark red, and this is kind of in the middle somewhere. It's more like a darker pinky red. That was the technical term for it. I may not like this color when I put it on, but...
It's a warm-based red.
Yeah. So, I have a thing for reds. I don't line my lips, because... I do sometimes, but I didn't bring lip liner with me today. So... I know. People, you make funny faces. I make funny faces. I didn't say you make funny.
I could tell you terrible jokes and just throw your game off.
Go for it.
Let's see. Hi. My camera died.
Especially in the middle of me doing my red lipstick.
I was about to tell a terrible joke, and I'm glad that that the camera did die because, whoa, it's terrible. Like, really bad.
Like my hair.
Oh my gosh, your hair is long.
Yeah, it is. It's also yellow. I don't know if you can tell right now. But, I mean.
It is yellow. Yeah, in the light you can definitely tell.
It's like, yeah.
So this is how it came out.
I still look like some 80s reject.
Oh, you're not from the 80s.
Actually, I was born in the 70s, so I was a kid during the 80s, so I like the 80s colors and cultures and things like that because they were the teenagers when I was, 5 and 6 and 10, and when I wanted to be a teenager, they were the teenagers. So I wanted to be like them.
So this has been me and Tammy. Hey Tammy! Yay! I'm gonna edit this all in, and thank you for watching my first video, and my friend Tammy here,
who still looks like an 80s reject, even with the shading and the whatever.
I look like I'm not. I don't know what I'm doing, but
we're cute. We're pretty. We're funny. We think we are. I don't care if you do. Once, I'm pretty sure after 10 times we learned how to have like dolphin steaks or something. I mean, I wouldn't be the one to do it because I'm good.
Isn't it like cannibalism or something in a weird way? You're eating another person, even though they're a dolphin scavenger and they're technically a mammal. They're a mammal that's mixed with a human, right? So isn't eating a dolphin scavenger? You're licking your lips, Tammy.
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to.